Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Vijay Gidturi, and in today's video we are going to learn how to connect to multiple VPCs together using AWS Transit Gateway. So in this video I'll show you step by step how to set up three VPCs, connect them using AWS Transit Gateway and allow communication between instances across different VPCs. Okay, so let's get started. So first I will explain you what is AWS Transit Gateway. So here AWS Transit Gateway is nothing but AWS Transit Gateway is like a cloud router that connects to your VPCs and on-prem networks through a single gateway. So instead of creating individual VPC peering connections between each VPC, Transit Gateway simplifies it everything, connects to the hub, and hub handles routing the traffic. Okay, so here the main key benefits of using this AWS Transit Gateway is one is centralized communication, and the second thing is easy scaling. That means you can scale up to hundreds of VPCs and cleaner and simpler network management. Okay, so here you can see this is the overview. Right now we are going to set up. So first we are going to create three different VPCs with different CIDRs on AWS cloud, and after that we are going to spin up three EC2 instances inside each VPC, and after that we are going to create a transit gateway to connect all these VPCs, and after that we are going to create transit gateway attachments for these three VPCs. Okay, and after that we need to update some route tables to enable communication between each instances. Okay, so let's do this everything in practical. So here you can see this is my AWS management console. So let me open this VPC and directly select here your VPCs. So currently we have only the default VPC, and let me open EC2 in a new tab and directly select here instances. So let's wait, it is loading. And directly select here instances. So let's wait. So here you can see currently we don't have even single EC2 instance. So now what we need to do is first we need to create three different VPCs, and there we need to create subnets, and we need to create route tables, and we need to create internet gateways. Okay, so we need to create three VPCs. Inside these three VPCs we need to create single EC2 instance in each VPC. Okay, so let's do this everything in practical. Let me open VPC console. So here you can see this is VPC console, and select here create VPC, and first we need to give the name of the VPC. So let's give the name like VPC1, and here we need to give the VPC CIDR. So I'm going to provide the same CIDR 10.0.0.0/16, and here 10.0.0.0/16, and directly select here create VPC. So now we created a VPC, right? So now we need to create a subnet inside this VPC, and directly jump onto VPC dashboard and directly select here your VPCs, and here you can see now we created a VPC1 with this CIDR range. Now let me create a subnet. Directly select here subnets and directly select here create subnet and drop down this, and here you need to select the VPC. So in which VPC you want to create this subnet, it is asking. So I want to create in VPC1, and here we need to give the subnet name. So let me give the subnet name like VPC1 hyphen subnet. So I'm going to create this subnet under VPC1, right? So that's why I'm going to mention like VPC1. So in availability zone, here I'm going to select US East 1A, and here IPv4, this is the VPC CIDR we have given. So now we need to give the subnet CIDR. So 10.0.1.0/16, or else let me provide /24. Okay, so I'm going to create the subnet with 256 IPs. Okay, so directly select here create subnet. So now a subnet will be created. Let me remove this. Let me refresh this. So here you can see a subnet has been created inside VPC1. Okay, so now let me create internet gateway for this VPC, and directly select here create internet gateway, and here let me give the name like VPC1 hyphen IGW. So I'm going to create this internet gateway for VPC1, right? So that's why here I'm going to give the name like VPC1 IGW internet gateway. And directly select here create internet gateway, and directly select here attach to VPC. Now here you need to select VPC1. Directly select this and attach internet gateway. You need to select this. So now this internet gateway will be attached to this EC2, sorry, VPC. Okay. So here you can see state it is changed to attached, and here you can see it is attached to VPC1. So now we need to create a route table. So here you can see up to now we created a VPC and we created a subnet and we created a route table and we associated that route table to this EC2, sorry, VPC. And now we need to create a route table. Okay. So directly open this VPC dashboard and here directly select route tables and refresh this. So currently we have the default route tables. Directly select here create route table and let me give the name like VPC 1-RT. RT stands for route table, guys. Okay. So I'm going to create for VPC 1. So under VPCs, you need to select your VPC. So right now I'm going to create for VPC 1, right? So here you need to select VPC 1 and directly select here create route table. And we created a route table. So now we need to associate our subnet with this route table. So directly select here subnet associations and directly select here edit subnet associations and directly select your subnet. So here you can see VPC1 subnet. So I want to associate this subnet to this route table. So directly select this and directly select here save associations. So now directly select here subnet associations. So here you can see a subnet has been associated for this route table. So directly select here routes and here you need to provide internet gateway in this routes. So directly select here edit routes, add route, and here I'm going to select this and through internet gateway I want to provide internet access. Okay. So VPC1 IGW. Okay. Directly select this and directly select here save changes. So up to now we created a VPC1 and we inside this VPC1 we created a subnet and we created internet gateway and we attached that internet gateway to this VPC and we created a route table and we associated our subnet to this route table and we updated our routes. Okay. Similarly, now you need to create for VPC2 as well as for VPC3. Okay. With different CIDs. Okay. So now I'm going to create VPC2 and as well as VPC3. Okay. So directly come here and directly select here your VPCs and directly refresh this. So currently we have only the VPC1. So let me create VPC2 and here name VPC2. Now here 11.0.0.0/16. This is the VPC CIDR and directly select here create VPC. So if you observe this, we created VPC1 with 10.0.0 and VPC2 we are going to create with 11.0.0. Okay. So let me open this and your VPCs, and if you observe this VPC2 we created with this CIDR and this is the VPC1 CIDR. Okay. So now let me select here subnet and directly select here create subnet and here we need to select now VPC2. Now we need to create a subnet for VPC2, so that's why here you need to select VPC2 and here you need to provide the subnet name. So VPC2-subnet and here availability zone, here I'm going to select US East 1A and here you need to provide subnet CIDR 11.0.1.0/24. So come down and directly select here create subnet. So a subnet will be created. So here you can see a subnet has been created under VPC2. Okay. So now let me create internet gateway. Directly select here create internet gateway and you need to provide internet gateway name VPC2-IGW. So this internet gateway I'm going to create for VPC2, right? So that's where I'm going to provide VPC2-IGW and directly select here create internet gateway. So now we need to attach this internet gateway to VPC2. So currently state it is detached. So directly select here attach to VPC and directly select VPC2. So here you can see directly select this VPC, directly select here attach internet gateway. So now state will be changed to attached. So here you can see and it is attached to VPC2. So now we need to create a route table. Directly select here route tables and directly select here create route table and here VPC2-RT. So we are going to create this route table for VPC2, right? So that's why I'm going to provide like this and here we need to select VPC2 and directly select here create route table and now we need to associate our subnet to this route table. So directly select here subnet associations and select here edit subnet associations and directly select here VPC2 subnet and directly select save associations. Now here VPC2 subnet has been associated with this route table, and now we need to update routes. So directly jump onto routes and edit routes, add route and 0.0.0.0/0, and here we need to provide internet gateway. So through internet gateway providing access. Okay. So directly select yes, save changes. So now for VPC2 everything has been completed. So now we need to create for VPC3 with this ADR 12.0.0/16. Okay. So your VPCs. So here you can see VPC1 and VPC2 is ready. So let me create third VPC. So directly select here create VPC. Now you need to give the VPC name VPC3, and here let me open this. Okay, we have given like this create VPC, and here VPC3 and VPC CIDR 12.0.0.0/16. Okay, so now directly select here create VPC. Now we need to create a subnet. So directly select here subnets and directly select here create subnet, and here I want to create the subnet under VPC3. So directly select here VPC3 and we need to create a subnet. So VPC3 hyphen subnet. So this is the name I'm giving. So availability zone I'm going to select US East 1A, and after that we need to provide subnet CIDR 12.0.1.0/24 and directly select here create subnet. So now this subnet will be created under VPC3. Okay. So here you can see we created this subnet and this subnet is created under VPC3. Okay. So now we need to create an internet gateway. Directly select your internet gateways, create internet gateway and VPC3-IGW internet gateway. So I'm going to create this internet gateway for VPC3. So that's why here I'm going to provide the name like VPC3-IGW and directly select here create internet gateway. And currently status it is in detached mode. So now we need to attach this internet gateway to a VPC. So directly select here attach to VPC. So now here it will display VPC3. Directly select this and attach internet gateway. So status has been changed to attached and it is attached to VPC3. So now we need to create a route table for this VPC3. Directly select here route tables and directly select create route table. So now we need to give the route table name. So VPC3-RT VPC3 route table, and here we need to provide your VPC which is VPC3 and directly select here create route table. So a route table has been created, right? Now we need to associate our subnet with this route table. So directly select here subnet associations, and so we need to associate this subnet to this route table. So directly select here edit subnet associations. So directly select this VPC3 subnet and directly select here save associations. So now this subnet will be associated to VPC. This subnet will be associated to this route table. Okay. So now we need to update routes. So if you select your subnet association, so here you can see it is our subnet is associated with this route table. So now we need to update routes. So directly select your routes and edit routes, add routes, and here you need to provide this 0.0.0.0/0, and through internet gateway we're going to provide internet access. So directly set your internet gateway and provide this internet gateway VPC3 IGW and directly select here save changes. So now we have provided this internet gateway access for this route table. Okay. So up to now we created 3 different VPCs and we created subnets, internet gateways, route tables and everything. Okay. So now we need to create 3 EC2 instances inside this VPCs. Okay. So directly open this AWS management console and open EC2 instance in EC2 dashboard in a new tab. So I will open this. And here directly select instances. So currently we don't have even single EC2 instance. So let me create 3 different EC2 instances in 3 different VPCs. Okay. So directly select your launch instance. And so first you need to provide name of the instance. So VPC1 hyphen instance. So I'm giving the name like VPC1 instance. So I'm going to create this EC2 instance under VPC1, right? So that's why here I'm going to provide this name. So here OS I'm going to select Ubuntu, and after that instance type I'm going with T2 micro, and after that here we need to select a key pair. So currently we don't have any of the key pair. So let me create a new key pair. So directly select here create new key pair, and here I'm going with .pem and create new key pair. Sorry, we need to give the name. So EC2 hyphen key. So this is the name I am giving. So directly select here create a key pair. So now a key pair will be downloaded to our local machine. Okay. So if you want to access it into this virtual machine, you need to have a key pair. Okay. So I'm going to create this key pair, and now here we need to provide VPC. So in which VPC you want to create this EC2 instance? It is asking. So I want to create in VPC1. So directly select here VPC1, and automatically it will take this VPC1 subnet. And after that here you need to enable this auto assign public IP. If you select here disable, by it will not assign public IP address. If you select enable, it will provide you a public IP address. So then you can access it into this virtual machine. Okay. So you need to select this enable, and here I'm going to in security groups I'm giving SSH access, and directly select here add security group rule, and I'm going to provide access for HTTP, and here I'm going to provide anywhere, and I want to provide another security group rule which is ICMP. It is used for ping. Okay, so let me open this ICMP. Here is this. So here you can see ICMP, and here anywhere. Okay, so I'm going with default storage which is 8 GB, and directly drop down this advanced details, and here I'm going to provide some user data. So I will open this. So I will copy this, and I'll paste it here. Okay, so first it will update this virtual machine, and after that it will install Apache 2 web server inside this virtual machine, and after that it will start this Apache 2, and it will enable this Apache 2, and it will display hello from instance 1 message inside this EC2 instance. Okay, so it will store in var www html in index.html file. It will store this message hello from instance 1. Okay, so once again I'm telling you, so this EC2 instance we are going to create under VPC1, and we are going to provide security groups tools like SSH and HTTP and ICMP for ping. Okay, so directly select your launch instance, so directly select your instances, and let me refresh this. So here you can see our instance 1 is active and running. So currently it is in initializing state. So let's wait. So now let me create another two EC2 instances under VPC2 and VPC3. So directly select your launch instance, and name, let me provide the name like VPC2 hyphen instance, and here OS I'm going with Ubuntu, and instance type I'm going with T2 micro, and key pair. So I'm going to use that same key pair. Let me drop down this EC2 key. And after that, in networking, we need to provide VPC. So in which VPC you want to create, it is asking. So now I want to create under VPC2. So directly select your VPC2, and it will automatically take this VPC2 subnet. And here you need to enable this auto assign public IP. And here we need to provide security group ports. So already we have SSH, right? So I'm going to add another security group rule, which is HTTP, and here source type anywhere, and I'm going to add another security group rule which is ICMP for ping. Directly I'm going to select this and source type anywhere. Okay, and I'm going with default storage which is 8 GB, and in advanced details in EC2 user data I'm going to paste that same content. Okay, and I'm going to change this to instance 2 because this is instance 2, right? So I'm going to provide that one. So this EC2 instance we are going to create under VPC2. Okay, so directly select here launch instance and directly select here instances. So let's wait and directly select here instances and directly refresh this. So here you can see instance 1 and instance 2 are up and running. So let me create third EC2 instance under VPC3. So directly select your launch instance and provide instance name VPC3 hyphen instance. So I'm going to create this instance under VPC3. So that's where I'm going to provide this name. And here OS we need to select as Ubuntu. So in this case you can select OS whatever you want. Okay. So instance type I'm going with T2 micro. And after that here we need to provide key pair. So directly drop down this. So let's wait. Is stacking. So drop down this and select this EC2 key. And in networking settings, you need to select here VPC3. So directly drop down this VPC and directly select here VPC3 and automatically it will take this VPC3 subnet. And here auto assign public IP address, you need to enable this. So if you enable this, it will provide public IP address for this virtual machine. Okay. So now we need to add some security group rules. So already we have SSH access and we need to select here add security group rule. And here we need to select HTTP and here anywhere, and after that we need to select another security group rule which is ICMP for ping, ICMP all ICMP, and here anywhere, and directly select here launch instance. Okay, so let's wait, select here instances and directly refresh this. Okay, so all the three instances are up and running. So first let me select here VPC1 and in security, instead of custom ICMP, let me modify our security group to all ICMP. Directly select here edit inbound rules instead of, okay, we have here all ICMP. Okay, no problem. Let me select here EC2 instances and let me cross check for instance 2 and security, and here we need to select security group. So let's wait, let me open the security group and here edit inbound rules. Okay, all ICMP. Okay, no problem. So let me directly select here EC2 and let me copy VPC1 public IP address and let me open a new tab and here HTTP colon slash slash paste this public IP address. So it needs to show hello from instance 1. Okay, so let's wait, it is loading. Let me reload this. Let me copy instance 1 public IP address HTTP colon slash slash public IP address. Let me try to access with, or else let me do one thing. Let me close this. So first let me connect to these three EC2 instances. Let me select VPC1 instance and copy public IP address for this EC2 instance and open Mobo XMYs. Okay, so here you can use PuTTY, or else if you want to connect using AWS Cloud Shell, you can directly select here connect, and here you can directly select here connect. It will connect to instance 1. Okay, So here in this case I'm going to use MobiXTEM, and let me remove this old one and directly select your session SSH, and here provide your public IP address of your virtual machine, and here select Ubuntu, and here we need to provide our private key. Okay, so directly select this, open, okay. So it will connect to this EC2 instance, first EC2 instance. So successfully it is connected to this virtual machine. Sudo apt update -y. So let's update this virtual machine. Meanwhile, let me copy instance to public IP address, and let me connect using MobiXTEM session SSH, and here provide public IP address of your EC2, sorry, EC2 instance, that means second instance, and here select name as Ubuntu, and here provide private key of your virtual machine. So this is the private key, and directly select here open and OK. So here you can see successfully it is connected to instance 2. Now sudo apt update -y, it will update this virtual machine. So meanwhile, let me select sudo su, it will become to root user. So let me come here. Okay, so it is updating. So meanwhile, let me copy instance 3 public IP address and open MobiXTEM and session and SSH, and here provide pub public IP address of your instance 3, and here username as Ubuntu, and here you need to provide private key of your virtual machine. Okay, okay, and okay. Now let me open this instance 2, and let me clear the screen and sudo su. Okay, so let me open this. This is the instance 3. Okay, so sudo apt update -y. So let's wait, it is updating. Now clear the screen and sudo su. Now we are in root user. Okay, so now here you can see 10.0.1.153 okay. So let me open this. So this is instance 1. So if I select this, so here you can see private IP address is 10.0.1.153. Okay, so this is the instance 1. So if I open this, here you can see 10.0.1.153, and this is instance 2 11.0.1.75. and if you open instance 2 private IP address 11.0.175. okay, so this is instance 2, and now let me open instance 3 and 12.0.1.18. so let me open this instance 3 and 12.0.1.18. okay, so let me open this. So this is instance 3. okay, so we have parallelly, so this is instance 1 and instance 2 and instance 3. So now what we need to do is like, let me copy instance 2 public IP, sorry, private IP address. So this is instance 2, right? So let me copy instance 2 private IP address, and let me try to ping from instance 1. So this is instance 1, and I'm going to try to ping from ping to instance 2. So this is instance 2 private IP address, and let me select here, enter. So here you can see request is not going in, it is not coming. So if I try to ping from instance 2 to instance 1, let me copy instance 1 private IP address, and let me open this, and here ping, and let me paste it here. So this is instance 1 private IP address. So here you can see ping is not going in, it is even not coming back. So if I try to ping from instance 3 to instance 1, so this is instance 3 and this is instance 1 private IP. So here you can see ping is not going in, it is not coming back. So let me copy instance 2 private IP address, and let me try to ping from instance 3. Let me copy this, and this is instance 3. I'm going to cancel this and ping, and I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to try to ping from instance 3 to instance 2. Here you can see even ping is not going in, it is not coming back. All these three VPCs are not communicating each other. Okay. So now in this case, we need to create a transit gateway to enable communication between these three VPCs. Okay. So now let me create a transit gateway first. So directly jump onto VPC and directly come down, and here you need to select transit gateways. Okay, directly open this. So I will open here itself. So currently we don't have even single transit gateway. So now we need to create a transit gateway. So directly select here create transit gateway, and here you need to give the name of the transit gateway. So let me give the name like main TGW transit gateway. Okay. So description, I'm going to leave this default, and after that here you can see autonomous system number. So here you can give the ASN number, or else if you are leaving this by default, this AWS cloud will provide some autonomous number by default. Okay, autonomous system number, ASN number, and after that here you can see configure cross account sharing option. So if you want to enable cross account sharing option, you need to check mark this. Okay, so in this video I am not going to enable cross account sharing options or anything. So after that, this CIDR is optional, transit gateway CIDRs, and directly select here create. So one thing is you need to provide only the name of the transit gateway. Okay, so here I'm going to give the name like main TGW, and directly select here create transit gateway. So now currently it is in pending state. So now here we need to see the active state. Okay, so let's wait for some time. And after creating this transit gateway, so after we are seeing this to available, we need to create transit gateway attachments. So here if you observe this, we need to create this transit gateway attachments. Okay, so let's wait for some time. So here you can see transit gateway came to available state. So now we need to create transit gateway attachments to these three VPCs. Okay, so let's do create this transit gateway attachments for these three VPCs. So let me open this. So directly select your transit gateway attachments, and directly select your create transit gateway attachment. Okay, so let me open this. I haven't shown you this. So here you can see up to now we created this VPC, subnet, internet gateways, route tables, and EC2 instance and everything, right? So after that we need to create a transit gateway. So now we need to create transit gateway attachment. So let me copy this name, transit gateway attachment VPC1, and let me open this, and here name I'm going to provide this name transit gateway attachment VPC1. Let me provide here hyphen. Okay, so here we need to provide transit gateway ID. So I want to provide this main transit gateway. So we created a transit gateway, right? So this is the transit gateway. So I'm going to select this, and attachment type. Here we need to select VPC. So we are going to attach this transit gateway attachment to a VPC, right? So that's where you need to select VPC, and here you need to provide VPC ID. So here directly select VPC1. Okay, and automatically it will take this VPC1 subnet. So here you can see it has automatically taken this VPC1 subnet, and directly select here create transit gateway attachment. So here you can see currently it is in pending state. So here also you need to see active state. So now we have created a transit gateway attachment only for VPC1. Similarly, you need to create for VPC2 as well as for VPC3. So directly select here create transit gateway attachment, and provide the name like transit gateway attachment VPC2. Okay, VPC2. Let me copy this once again. Okay, and here you need to provide transit gateway ID. So I'm going to select this main transit gateway, and attachment type I'm going to select VPC. So in this case you can select VPN or peering connections. Okay, so here I'm going to select VPC, and here you need to select VPC ID. So I want to select for VPC2. Okay, I'm going to create a transit gateway attachment for VPC2, right? So here you need to select VPC2. So here you can see automatically it has taken this VPC2 subnet. So directly select here create transit gateway attachment. So transit gateway 2 is in pending state. So now we need to create third transit gateway for VPC3. Okay, for VPC3 we need to create. So directly select here create transit gateway attachment. So now you need to give the name of the transit gateway attachment. So transit gateway attachment VPC3, and here transit gateway ID we need to provide this AWS transit gateway, main transit gateway, sorry, and attachment type we need to select here VPC, and after that here we need to provide VPC ID. So here we need to select VPC3, and here it will be automatically taken this VPC3 subnet, and now here you need to select create transit gateway attachment. So here you can see all the three transit gateways has been created successfully. So now here we need to see add to state. So for the first one it is add to. So let me select this. For VPC1 it is add to. Now we need to see for VPC2 as well as for VPC3. Okay. So instead of pending, you need to see add to. Okay. So let's wait for some time. And after creating this successfully creating these three transit gateways, you need to update route tables for these three VPCs. Okay. So I will explain you that later. So first let me see here available. So let's wait for some time. So here you can see all the three AWS Transit Gateway attachment schemes to add to state. So now we need to update VPC route tables. So here meaning you need to update VPC route tables inside each VPC route table to send traffic for the other VPCs through a transit gateway. Okay. So let me select here route tables. So let me refresh this. We need to see three route tables. So here you can see this is the VPC1 route table, VPC2 route table, VPC3 route table. So let me open this VPC1 route table and let me select this and select here routes and let me open this. So here you can see we need to update VPC route tables. Now we need to add routes inside each VPC route table to send traffic to other VPCs through the transit gateway. Okay, so this is the point. So now you need to open VPC1 route table. So similarly, we have opened this VPC1 route table and we need to select here routes. And here we need to select edit routes. And here we need to provide. So here you need to provide VPC2 CIDR and VPC3 CIDR. After completing this, similarly, you need to open VPC2 CIDR. Here you need to update VPC1 CIDR and VPC3 CIDR. Similarly, after completing this for VPC2 route table, you need to open VPC3 route table, and inside this VPC3 route table, you need to add routes for VPC1 as well as for VPC2. Okay, so let's do this everything. Let me open this, and first let me open this VPC again in a new tab and directly select here your VPCs. Now this is a VPC1 route table. Okay. So now directly select your add routes and directly select your VPCs, and here you need to select VPC2 and copy this VPC2 CIDR. Okay. Copy this and come to VPC1 route table and update that CIDR here, and here through transit gateway you need to select to transit gateway we are going to establish communication. Okay. So directly select this. Now for VPC 2 we have given. Now we need to select VPC3 and copy this VPC3 CIDR and come here and add routes, and you need to provide that VPC3 CIDR, and through transit gateway we are going to distribute our traffic to other VPCs. Okay, so directly select this and directly select here save changes. So we have updated successfully for VPC1 route table. So similarly, you need to update for VPC2 and VPC3. So directly select your VPC2 and directly select your routes and edit route, add route, and here directly select VPC1. Now select this VPC1 CIDR and open this and paste that CIDR here, remove the spaces, directly use this, and through transit gateway we are giving access. So directly select transit gateway, and this is the attachment for VPC2. Okay, so directly select this transit gateway. Okay, so now directly select your add route. Now here you need to select VPC3, and here you can see directly copy VPC3 CIDR and come here and paste it here, and here you need to select transit gateway, and here transit gateway attachment VPC2. Okay, so directly select this and directly select here save changes. Okay, so successfully we have updated for VPC2 route table. So now we need to update for VPC3 route table. Okay, so directly select here VPC3 and directly select here routes and directly select here edit routes, and inside this we need to update for VPC1 and VPC2. Okay, why? Because means this is the VPC3 route table, right? So now directly select VPC1 and copy VPC1 CIDR and come here and add route and paste that CIDR here, and through transit gateway we are going to provide access. Select this VPC3 transit gateway, and now directly select here add route, and here you need to provide VPC2, and here you need to copy this CIDR and come here and paste it here, and through transit gateway you need to select and select this transit gateway attachment VPC3. Okay, so directly select here save changes. So now all these VPCs can talk to each other via a transit gateway. Okay, so let me open this. So here you can see it, VPC3 can able to talk to VPC1. So here sorry, VPC2. So this is the VPC2 CIDR. So here you can see 11.0 dot right. Let me select here instances, VPC2 11.0.1.175, right? So here you can see, sorry, this is 10.0.1.153, means this is instance 1. Let me select here instance 1. So here you can see 10.0.1.153. So let me open this 10.0.1.153. So now this instance 2 can communicate with instance 1. Okay, so now instead of wasting some time, let me cancel this everything. Let me cancel this and let me clear the screen, and let me cancel this and let me clear the screen. Okay, so now what we need to do is, like, let me jump on to VPC1, sorry, instance 1. So this is instance 1 10.0.1.153, and here you need to see 11.0.1.175 sorry 75, and here you need to see 12.0.1.18. so this is instance 3, we have parallelly, right? So I will jump on to instance 1, and now I will copy instance 2 private IP address. Now I will try to ping from instance 1 to instance 2. So this is instance 1. I'm trying to ping to instance 2. Now ping, I'm going to paste that instance 2 private IP address here. So here you can see request is going and it is coming back. So if I do curl and if I paste that private IP address here, so fail to connect. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me try to check security groups, security. Okay, so let me try to hit once again. Okay, so okay, no problem, it is able to ping, right? So let's see this at last. So now let me try to, it is able to ping instance 1 to instance 2. Okay, so now let me copy instance 3 private IP address. This is instance 3, and let me copy this instance 3 private IP address, and let me try to ping from instance 1 to instance 3. So let's see. So here you can see Now instance 1 can talk to instance 2 and instance 3. Okay, it is working fine. So let me hit here curl. Okay, okay, I will do. Let's see this at last. Now let me open this instance 2. Now let me try to ping to instance 1 as well as for instance 3. So now let me copy instance 1. Uh, let's wait. Why it is throwing this type of errors? Let me refresh this. Let me copy instance 1 private IP address, and this is instance 2. Now I'm going to ping from instance 2 to instance 1. I'm going to paste it here. So now here you can see request is going and it is coming back. So it can able to communicate. So now I will try to ping from instance 2 to instance 3. So now I will copy instance 3 private IP address, and I will open this, and here ping, and I'm going to paste it here and enter. So here you can see request is going and it is coming back. So instance 2 can talk with instance 1 as well as with instance 3. So now let me open this instance 3 and let me ping to instance 1 and instance 2. So now let me copy instance 1 private IP address, and let me try to ping instance 3 to instance 1. So here you can see ping is going and it is coming back. So now let me copy instance to private IP address. Now let me copy this and let me cancel this. Now I'll try to ping from instance 3 to instance 2. Okay, ping. So here you can see request is going and it is coming back. So now instance 3 can communicate with instance 1 and as well as for instance 2. Okay, so here you can see all the instances can communicate each other. Ping. So here you can see all the instances can communicate each other. So this is how you can set up a transit gateway to communicate all these VPCs. Okay, so here after completing this labs and everything, you need to delete all these transit gateway attachments and everything, because AWS will charge some amount due to this transit gateway attachments, because it will share some data transfer, right? So that's why it will charge some of the amount from you. So after completing your labs, try to delete transit gateway, main transit gateway, and you need to delete transit gateway attachments, and you need to delete EC2 instances and VPCs and everything. Okay, so it will charge some of the amount for transit gateway attachments and for data transfer. So that's why I'm telling. Okay, so let me cancel this. So previously curl command is not working properly, right? So it is due to AWS EC2 user data. So previously we installed this Apache 2 web server using AWS EC2 user data, right? So it is not installed properly. So that's why we have faced that issue. So what I have done is like I installed this Apache 2 and I updated this everything manually inside this EC2 instances. Okay. So now here this is instance 1. Okay. So now let me copy instance to private IP address. If I copy private IP address of instance 2, and when I hit here curl, and when I paste that private IP address here you can see hello from instance 2. So now instance 1 can communicate to instance 2. It will display some curl messages like, okay. So let me copy this instance 3 private IP address and let me open this. So again from instance 1 to instance 3, let me paste it here. So sorry, I'm selecting here ping instead of curl. Okay, so here you can see hello from instance 3. Okay, so now when I try to curl from instance 2 to instance 1, let me open this instance 1 private IP address. Let me copy this and let me curl from instance 2 to instance 1. So here you can see it can communicate instance 2 to instance 1, hello from instance 1. Okay, so let me copy instance 3 private IP address. Let me copy this and let me open this. And now instance 2 to instance 3, we need to do curl and let me paste it here. Now here you can see instance 2 can talk with instance 3. So now this is instance 3, right? So let me copy instance 1 private IP address and let me open this. Now curl and let me paste it here. So here you can see instance 3 can talk to instance 1. Okay. So now let me copy instance 2 private IP address and let me try to hit here curl instance 3 to instance 2 now. Okay. So here you can see hello from instance 2. Okay. Every VPCs can talk each other using AWS Transit Gateway. Okay. So after, as I said, after completing these labs and everything, try to delete Transit Gateway attachment, VPCs and EC2 instances, everything, because AWS EC2 instance will charge some of the amount from you, as well as with AWS Transit Gateway attachment will charge some of the amount due to data transfer. Okay, so try to delete each and everything, guys. Okay, so that's it for this today's video. So I'm going to close this everything, close, close. Okay, so I'm going to close this. So first I'm going to terminate these three EC2 instances. I'm going to select these three and instance state and terminate, and here you need to select terminate, that means delete. All these three EC2 instances will be deleted. Okay, so let's wait. And after deleting this, we need to delete transit gateway and transit gateway attachment. So directly come down and directly select here first transit gateway attachments, and directly select this transit gateway attachment actions and delete transit gateway attachment, and directly select here delete and delete. Okay, so here you can see currently it is in deleting state. So here you need to select, here you need to see again delete. So after deleting this transit gateway attachments only, you can delete this transit gateway. If you are trying to delete this transit gateway, it will not delete, guys. Here directly select it, delete transit gateway. So here you can see we need to delete this three transit gateway attachments. Okay, after that only you can delete this transit gateway. So directly select your transit gateway attachments, and here directly select transit gateway 2, sorry, this is 1, and actions, and directly select here delete transit gateway attachment, and here directly select delete and directly select here delete. Now directly select this transit gateway. So this is the second transit gateway, and actions and delete transit gateway attachment and delete. Okay, so let's wait. So here you can see all the three transit gateways are in deleting state. Here we need to see delete. Okay, so let's wait for some time. So meanwhile, let me open this EC2 instance and let me refresh this. So here you can see all the three EC2 instances got terminated. So here we need to see delete. So let's wait for some time. So here you can see all the three transit gateway attachments got deleted. So now let me delete this main transit gateway. So directly select this transit gateway and actions, and directly select here. Sorry, let me go back. Transit gateways, and directly select this transit gateway and actions and delete transit gateway, and here directly select delete and enter. Okay, so now here we need to see delete. Okay, so now directly come here and directly select here VPC2 and actions and delete VPC. So if you delete this VPC, automatically internet gateways, route tables, subnets, everything will be deleted under this VPC. Okay, so directly select here delete and delete. And direct similarly select for VPC1 actions, delete VPC and delete. Similarly we need to perform for VPC3. Select this actions, delete VPC and delete. Okay, so all the three VPCs got deleted. So now let me refresh this. So after some time this will be this AWS Transit Gateway also will be deleted, guys. Okay, so here you can see all these three attachments got deleted. So within some time this Transit Gateway also will be deleted. Okay, so and yes, that's it for today's video. And if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, and see you in the next video, and bye.